What's going on, guys? Pdaaaawg here, and joining me for the first time in, oh my goodness, I can't even tell how long it's been, is Sandman.
Yo guys, what's
How
going on? Sandman here.
Sandman is here, and it's been quite a tradition. We do this now. Well, I mean, I've done it for what? How many years? And I think I've done for two. I think I did it. The first year I did it was 2012.
Yeah.
I watched Evo 2011. I didn't do a prediction thing. I don't think. Maybe I did. I'm not too sure, but. Anyway, last year, unfortunately, someone can join me. I'm not sure. Were you in like Turkey or something last year?
Yeah. I went to Turkey while Evo's going on. I was watching Evo in Turkey. I thought I'd say that.
Okay, hi. So I'm
So,
sure people were like in the streets cheering whenever Infiltration picked a can. They're like, yeah, go Infiltration. Actually, no, was that 2012 or was that last
oh
year?
no, it's 2011, man. That was all
No,
Daigo 2011.
no, it wasn't 2011. Sure, it was 2012. Whenever Infiltration was bodying everyone in
Oh yeah,
2012.
2012 was Infiltration. Daigo won it in 2011.
Yeah, and so they had that going on, and generally it was pretty sick that year, and so this year we have reunited to talk about our predictions for Evo. And when we say Evo, we literally just mean Ultra Street Fighter 4, because I mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest. I mean, first of all, we know that Smash is a very big game nowadays, but we don't follow it at all.
No. I understand how like big the Smash community is as well. I can
And
appreciate like the stuff that they do and stuff because they are trying to rejuvenate a game which died years ago.
yeah, and they're doing a pretty good job as well. Second most entries this year, I believe.
That's pretty cool.
They
And the
actually
and
they
the
actually
and the
beat
pot
Marvel
as
despite
well
us.
is huge.
Oh, is it? I didn't even know.
Yeah, man, the pot's huge, I think.
Is it bigger than Ultra? Do you think?
No, I don't think it's bigger than Ultra, but I think it's like third, man. I think it's like behind Marvel.
Oh, jeez, that's again, that's really impressive for a game that it's almost like a flipping Capcom versus SNK, came back, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden everyone started playing it. Like, that'd be pretty sick. But it's kind of like that there sort of thing. And
Mm.
also, you do have the new Smash for Wii U coming out, which I'm sure is gonna get a huge tournament audience as well.
Oh,
Pretty sick.
definitely, man. Especially like because the Wii U's such a dead console anyway. Like that'll pick it up now because
Yeah,
Nintendo was on its arse, wasn't it? And everyone was just waiting for Smash by the looks of things.
yeah, pretty much. So basically, we're here to talk about very briefly. I think we can talk about Marvel, but I mean, honestly, I think that ever since Ultra was even announced, I think not even ever since it's been released, ever since it was announced, people have been kind of falling out of the Marvel scene. I remember last year it was almost more Marvel than Street Fighter. Was it last year?
Yeah,
No, well, it was the year before that especially, because that was the year Filipino Champ won it, and Infrit was in there, and everyone was going crazy. And then last year it was Flocker that won, beat Justin Wong, who was like, people really wanted Justin Wong to win, but unfortunately he just couldn't get it. And this year, I think we're kind of set for disappointment in Marvel because the
yeah.
person that we always wanted the person to come second to win. Like Infrit in 2012, flipping back to Pdaaaawg. Remember in 2011 when Viscant won with flipping Phoenix
Yeah, that
after
was
he
so
got
bad.
that comeback with Tronbon. Everyone was like, "Yeah, come on, Pdaaaawg," and no, he didn't win. So I think we're all setting up to have some random guy who normally does well in tournaments, but all of a sudden wins Evo.
I can tell you why Marvel's pretty much died now. It's because the characters are pretty much set now. We all know who's the best characters.
Yeah,
We all
like
know what they
no
can
one's gonna get
do.
a copy of Arthur or anything, but
No,
you know
you won't
you're
see
gonna
none of
see
that. You'll see
Virgil,
a
you're gonna see
Virgil.
Doom, you're
Yeah,
gonna see
like,
Magneto. You're gonna see all those usual characters, and so there isn't really as much excitement or like hype in Marvel as there is
because
now with
when you see a
Ultra.
long Virgil combo now with swords and stuff,
Yeah,
like
you're
you just
just like,
think,
all right,
I've
wake me
seen
up
it
when it's done.
before, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, so flipping boring. But I mean, the thing but it doesn't have like the kind of surprise factor that I think Ultra has at the moment. Ultra has a very good position now because it's only been out for like what, a month. I think it's been out for just over a month now, and so
Yeah, and
not
just yeah,
everyone knows who the big characters are. Like we've had tier lists from all different pros. We've had like obviously the Japanese tier list blew up because they had some very interesting picks. But yet we don't. I think this is honestly one of the hardest Evos to call for top 8, and I think we got a very tough job of this year. Because last year, Shen was kind of blowing everyone up again, and here's my prediction to win last year, and I actually got it right, and I was like, oh my goodness, I actually got a prediction right. I really doubt I'm gonna get it right this time, but yeah, you never know. But I think I'm so skeptical with this top 8. Like it could literally go anywhere, and I'm sure, Saman, you're the same. With
Oh yeah, like this year I'm not gonna be able to pick it whatsoever, but I
I'd be
think
happy if I
I'm
got
gonna
like
be
two
close.
of this 8. I'd be happy if two of these people made it to top 8.
Yeah.
In the position I've put them in. So I guess I guess very briefly for Marvel in terms of who thinks gonna. I think in terms of who's gonna do well, you're gonna get the Chris G. You're gonna get Justin Wong. You're gonna get probably like three people you never even heard of before are gonna probably gonna make it up there.
I'll tell you who's
Um,
been playing well in Marvel, what I've seen. Dominion's been doing pretty well in
really?
Marvel.
I have
Yeah, he's
not
been
heard much.
playing Marvel in France.
Really?
Yeah, he's been over in France for like a month, and he's only just come over like a couple of weeks ago, come back to America, and apparently he's been playing really well on Marvel and Super, so...
I didn't even know that. So you
Mhm.
never know, do you might see Dominion make it up there. Maybe he's in either of our top eights as well. Maybe he might be in Ultra as well as Marvel. But hey, you never know. Had Nemo actually made it to Marvel, I would have thought he's a guaranteed top eight. I think
Yeah.
Nemo, because Nemo is just nuts. Because even then, people still don't really know how to fight him because of his ridiculous team. It's ridiculous. Like what is it? Oh yeah, his Doctor Strange Infinites and stuff. It's just it's still ridiculous. I remember there was that period of time when he was just blowing up everyone. Like
Yeah.
it'd just be like, oh, here's Chris G getting like 7-0'd by Nemo. It's like, oh, all right, as you do. The person that's like doing really well in tournaments and won almost every tournament, is always going to get bodied by this Japanese guy. Um, Interesting to note though, at Wednesday night fights this past week, Chris G did indeed win.
Yeah.
No, not big
See,
surprise. But the thing is, he was the big one. He was the big favorite to win last year, and he only came what, fifth or something.
yeah, he got bodied last year, pretty big, and everyone was hyped when he did
Yeah, because
get
no one wanted to
bodied.
see Flippin' Morgan. That's per usual. I'm not sure. I think I predicted him to win last year, and he lost. It's kind
Yeah,
of
I think we
upsetting.
both said they'd be like first or second, didn't we, Chris G?
Yeah, but I'm gonna stand by it. I do think Chris G's gonna do very well. Probably will place top three. Because I think especially now, like I don't even think it's the fact that people want to beat Chris G. I think it's because people can't be bothered. It's just like just kill me, flipping Morgan. Just walk in front of him. Yeah, like I really don't know. So
Unless
I
people have some hidden tech against this Morgan stuff, man, then
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, like everyone's kind of like, forget that. Let's see some tech for Relento or Poison and Martin Ultra Stupid 4.
yeah.
That's basically what everyone's looking for. And I guess that brings us along to. I know we kind of schemed over those two games, but this is the big game for Evo. I think Ultra. Like everyone is talking about it.
The
Everyone is getting
the
hyped for Ultra.
entrance, how many people have entered this game says itself how
Yeah,
hyped
I
this
can't
game
even
is this
remember how
year.
many. There was quite a while ago whenever they posted the figure, but oh my goodness, there's like it goes up to the way you had like you had to like bracket I don't know like E or F. This goes up to flipping bracket H, I think. What the heck? It's
I'll tell you
absolutely
now, because I
nuts.
have the figure right in front of me. How many people have entered? 1,979 entrants.
That is ridiculous. Have you
So
actually
I
seen
feel
the?
sorry for the guy who has to organize where people are playing.
Oh yeah, well look, have you seen Tom Cannon's Twitter recently? Have you seen his like
No.
pictures? I want to see if I can pull. It's gonna be quite recent, but hold on. I'm gonna try and pull his photos up here so I can just show the stream, not the stream, the flipping. Uh, right, Tom Cannon, whatever. I'm trying to find it on Twitter. Ah, there we go. Okay, he's actually posted some pictures of the ballroom. I'm gonna send you a link through Skype here, but I'm gonna show the other people here.
Oh,
He's got all these. Look at the size of the screen. Hold on, let me just go straight to XSplit here or to thingy. Here, look at the screen for this here. I'm gonna send you the link now.
cool.
Okay. But oh my gosh, it's actually nuts. The screen here. Okay, I'm gonna send you this now on Skype. Okay, there you go. There's a
Oh,
Twitter picture he has of it. It's absolutely. That's the screen. The screen. Look,
let's have a look. Jesus Christ.
the screen is the size of the whole wall. Yeah,
Wow.
and he literally has the caption, "Yeah, it's big." Like, honestly, like you don't have to say anything else
Tom
from that.
Cannon.
So yeah, he's pulling out all the stops here.
I like his app Pro Tom Cannon. I like that. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. Um. Oh, jeez, it's absolutely crazy. So yeah, actually, yeah, here I'll send you one more actually before we end this here. Before we actually move on to a Tarp 8. Let me just copy this and then I'll show the exploit people once you get it as well. Like this is the picture of the actual hall, and I'm pretty sure he said like, yeah, this is standing from I think a corner or something.
Oh
There you
wow,
go.
look at the size of that thing.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge. It's just
I
can you
can't
believe
build
it?
something that big in Minecraft.
Yeah, yeah, and this guy's got this for real. And to be fair, you're gonna have a lot of people crammed in there this year. There's gonna be so many people at Evo this year, so I'm really not that surprised. Okay, so let's stop dilly dallying. Let's actually get along with. Alright, I guess we'll give our top 8, I suppose. We'll give it in sections, I suppose, and then I guess after that we'll talk about some little stories that are coming up. Well, we've got some articles here in relation. I guess before we begin, I know we'll keep on blowing off, but. There's this here poll EventHubs did. I'm pretty sure I gave you the link. As to according to the popular demand, how many people how many North Americans are going to make top 8? Where are they going to place? how many Europeans are going to make top 8 and where are they going to place. And let me just bring this
I've
up
got that.
for this here. So here's XSplit stuff. Okay, how many North American players are going to make it? The most popular answer is 2 people, then 1 person, no one, 3 people, blah blah blah. Then how high will the North American players? And they said 4th place, which I think is kind of
Oh
ironic.
wow.
And then tied for 7th for second. And for European, no one is the most popular answer
No
for
one will
Europe.
get in there in
No
Europe.
love for Europe. And coincidentally, how high will they place? No European player will place. There is no, and then the second one is tied for 7th. Although 15
Jesus.
people voted that a European will win Evo, which is pretty funny. Right. So there's just some of the insider stuff. What do you think about those predictions? Do you think they're kind of accurate?
I think, well, it all depends, man. It all depends on how the Japanese and the Koreans turn up at Evo, man. Because we all know what they're like when they get to Evo. Some people ball it, and some people actually do really well. Like the 2 people out of North America, man. I think that's a bit harsh myself.
Okay.
I think there'll be like a couple more. I think they'll have 4 or 5 maybe. Because I think that some with the Ultra just coming out, I think even the Japanese and the Koreans don't know the full potential of each character yet. So I think you're gonna get some oddball.
And you've got quite a lot of American players playing the new cards. You got Justin Wong and Chris G are playing Elena as well.
Well, that's it as well, because you got like quite a few Rolento players coming through, and you got, you even got like
Mike Ross playing Hugo. You got.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Honestly,
I was gonna say Hugo.
There's also a good lot of DiCaprio players. I will say if I'm not sure if he's still good at Evo, but Damdai, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this. He is number 5 on the Xbox Live leaderboards. He's like number 2 DiCaprio player online.
Jesus.
He is I mean, he's an old school ST player. I play like he's like one of the ST masters in America, and he is going nuts in this game. I'm not sure whether he's attending Evo or not. It doesn't say his name on the notable players attending. I'll flip this up here. These are all the North American players attending. I don't see his name here. But you never know, he could make an appearance, and he could do pretty well if he plays the
I'm surprised he picked the Capri as well. Such like an oddball character for someone who played ST.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that's just him. I think he just plays it for fun, though. So I don't think it's, he's being too serious about it. But, not being too serious and coming 4th in online,
Yeah.
That's pretty ridiculous. Obviously, Smug is above him, because he's Smug. He's the king of online, I think.
Oh, Smuggles.
Alright, well, I guess in terms of us doing it, okay, I'll tell you what. How about you do your 8 to 5, and I'll do my 8 to 5, and then from 4 onwards we'll each do individually. Okay. So what are your 8 to 5 in order?
Okay, 8 to 5 in order.
And just do it like straight, like boom, 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 and then we'll talk about all of them, and once you're done.
Okay, I'm gonna go out there. Okay, Smug.
At 8th.
Yep.
Okay.
Filipino man.
Okay. No, I can keep it going.
Tokido.
At 6.
Kazanoku.
At 5th. Okay, right. First of all, you're wrong. At 7.
Wrong.
All right, and here's why I think Filipino man. I think he will do well. I think him and Luffy will do very well. I don't think they'll make like top 32. And do you know why?
Why?
Because bad matchups. People, especially the Japanese, they're playing the Rose bad matchups, I think. Because you've got so many young players. You've got flipping Evil Ryu is a pretty bad matchup, especially if you've got flipping Daigo and stuff, playing Evil Ryu. If you've got those kind of caliber of Evil Ryu players playing, it's a pretty bad deal for Rose. I mean, sure, she can keep him out, but then once Evil Ryu gets one crouching medium kick, that's it.
Yeah.
That other kind of stuff. You've got Fei Longs. You got flipping. Oh, who's the other card I'm thinking of that flipping blows up? You got flipping Kami players. That's another one. You got Kami going nuts. I will say the one advantage that the Rose does have is that Akuma in his vortex has been weakened, so he has to play a more of a Fireball Shoto character matchup in Ultra, which does favor Rose. I will say that. But I think that Rose is going to get blown up by too many Yuns and like rushdown characters to make it too far.
You see, I'm going to give you the reason why I think he's going to do really well, and I think he will get top 8.
Okay.
It's because nobody out there in Korea, Japan, or elsewhere know the Rose matchup, dude. I'm telling you, like, Gutex, right, Gutex said himself that he went over Japan when he went over there with Mike Ross, and no one knew how to fight Rose.
Really?
Nobody picked Rose. Nobody plays Rose over in Japan. No
Yes,
top
I think it's
players anyway.
because Japan are so like they just gotta play the fast cards. They gotta be really fast. They gotta I want to play a card that has dive kicks and can jump and but they don't like playing Rose or
And that's what I mean. Nobody plays the likes of Rose and people who like to sit there and like pick their attacks carefully. So
So do you think
that's
it's
why
going
I
to be
think
like so the way in the past few years we've had like a character specialist all of a sudden show up and do really well.
yes,
Like
I think
you had
this
Punko
is
in
the character
2011 with Seth.
specialist.
You had flipping Cien again last year. Do you think that Rose is going to be the character that
Exactly. I think the Smug as well. I think Smug's the best Dudley in the world, hands down. So I think Dudley with Smug and Rose with Filipino Man. I think those two character specialists will be there,
all right,
unless they meet an incredibly bad matchup on the way.
which I
Then
think is entirely likely. I think that if they were to get into top 8 they would definitely win the losers bracket. They will fight one young player on the way to top 8. Like no doubt about it. I think they'll
yeah,
fight a young player. Like especially if it's Japanese. If it's Japanese, then you got no hope. If it's like a random young, if it's some young player from like America that has got like 10,000 BP on Xbox Live, I think that if you're fighting someone under the likes of Filipino Man or Luffy, then I'm pretty sure they'll school them. I think but
yeah.
interesting. But now here's interesting. Will you agree with me in saying that the reason why they're so low on the list is because they will fight bad matchups?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if they do get into top 8, they're gonna have to fight the likes of, and just for instance, they're gonna have to fight an Akuma along the way. They're gonna have to fight a Yun there, maybe a Kami, maybe. They're gonna have to fight these characters,
Yeah.
which will blow them up. But if they can stay clear of them characters, then maybe I can see them doing really well. But it's touch and go. That's why I put them in there because nobody knows how to fight them two characters. That's my thinking behind it.
Okay. Well, in response to your, if I know, I'll tell my 8 to 5, and then I'll tell you because out of all those, I only have one player in common that's in my 8 to 5, and it's in a different position as well.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Here's my 8 to 5. Okay. At 8, I've got Ryan Hart or
Ooh.
Snake Eyes.
Okay.
And the Snake Eyes for the same reason as what you were saying, because he's probably going to fight like an Akuma or something along the way. And as soon as he makes top 8, if he does, he's going to fight a bad matchup. Same thing with Ryan Hart. At number 7, I've got Tokido. At number
Okay.
6, significantly lower than, well, now you know, he's probably at the same place as he was last year, I think, is Gamer B. And at number
Interesting.
5, technically my second American is Ricky Ortiz at number 5.
Okay.
Alright, so basically, the reason why I didn't place, basically Smug and Filipino Man stuff aren't on my list. The reason why and the Smug's like he's one of the big names at EVO this year. I think he's gonna choke at EVO. I think because there's so
You
much
think
pressure on him.
stage,
I
big
think,
stage
once he
pressure?
hits the main
Yeah.
stage, he's gonna choke. Because it's Dudley, he has to hit those one frame links, he has to hit those like really. And I mean, sure, playing like 10,000 hours on Xbox Live is all well and good, but if you're in the main stage of EVO with a ballroom that size of people looking at you, I don't like even in like the top 32. Once
If
he
he
fights a
has to
really good
fight
Japanese,
a foreigner, as I like a European, someone from Japan, Korea, or elsewhere, the crowd will be so hyped for Smug if he's in top 8,
yeah,
or if he's trying to get in top 8. How much pressure will be on him? You're correct there.
yeah,
Like,
I think that he will choke, and I think he's gonna do really well. I think he's gonna come close to top 8, but he is gonna choke. He's gonna drop like a really vital combo, and he's gonna get flipping punished at the wazoo by a Japanese player who doesn't have the crowd behind him. He's got nothing to lose. Because people were like if he fights like Sako, it's like well Sako, of course he's gonna make top 8. Then people are gonna be like, then he's got nothing to lose. He's just like I'm probably gonna beat this random Dudley player. I can make it a top 8. Whereas Smug is like I have to do this for the people. For the people, I've got to do it with my character, with my low tier character. Well, not even low tier, but with my unpopular character, unlikely character, I've got to do really well. And I think that he is going to choke. And I think that even though he did very well, if you remember at CEO, he did make top 8. He lost though to Momochi in a match that once again I think he choked because he dropped combos. He could have beat Momochi, but he dropped combos, and I think that was quite vital because now Japanese players will be looking at him and will be like, okay, I gotta make sure I don't get to that. But if he does get in, it should be guaranteed death, but it's not in case he chokes, And it's an annoying thing. I do want Smug to do well, but I don't think he's gonna make top 8 this year. And I could be completely wrong, but that's my prediction. No.
okay, interesting.
I did put Ryan Hart and Snake Eyes at and joint 8th. Snake Eyes for the fact that he is gonna meet a bad match. He's gonna fight an Akuma player and he's gonna lose. If he makes top 8, the first match he's gonna play against is probably gonna be against Evil Ryu or an Akuma or something. He's gonna lose. Pretty bad. I
Yeah,
think it's gonna be like. Do you remember Flash Metroid in 2011?
Oh yeah, he did
played
really
Geef.
really well.
He made top 8 for Geef, and then the first match he fought against was against Tokido. Was it? Yeah, I think it was against Tokido. Yeah, because I
Yeah, it
remember
was, yeah.
he did his kick. Do you remember he flipping stood up and he did the Demon Armageddon on stage? It's gonna be like
Yeah.
one of those things where he's gonna get bodied, I think, and it's gonna be quite a shame. Ryan Hart, right? Ryan Hart's gonna be interesting because he's gonna be quite a slimy character. He's gonna be playing different characters. He might play Sagat, but I doubt it because Ryan Hart's one of those people where when the pressure gets to him, he's gonna go top tier or he's gonna not handicap himself.
Well, that's it. He's either going to hold himself back with Sagat against the bad matchup, or he's going to go to Yun and be the he's going to be one of them guys. But
Yeah.
it's all dependent on character select screen with Ryan Hart, I think. If he picks Yun, he'll do really well. If he picks Sagat, I don't see him getting in top 8.
I think he'll only pick Sagat against really good matches for Sagat. So once again, if he fights like
Like
Snake Eyes or
Geef.
something, he will pick Sagat. Obviously he won't pick Yun. Like that's stupid. Yun, like, and that's the reason why these things Zangief will probably do quite well. Is because you know the way we were saying with Rose, oh, if they fight a Yun or a Kami. If Zangief fights a Yun or a Kami, happy days. That's like a free win for him.
Yeah.
Especially with someone of the likes of Snake Eyes, who's been like doing
What
really
about
well in
the-
tournaments.
What about the people, like, for instance, what about Filipino man who's going to be fighting the likes of an Akuma? What's Akuma matchup like for Rose? How does that go?
Well, it's pretty much what I was saying earlier, where had it been AE 2012, it would have been quite bad for her because of the Vortex, and Rose, she only has like the backdash and the EX Soul Spiral, which can be beat by like flipping his Demon Palm and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So, because he has to play more like a Shoto, Rose does really well against Shoto characters. And so, you know, the way, like, obviously people think, you know, Rose, Ryu's a good matchup for Rose. It is. And so, for an Akuma that has to play more like a Shoto, because those were like the nerfs he got. Now he has to play more like a Shoto. I think that matchup is slightly more in favor of Rose now than it is of Akuma. Than at least than it was previously. It might not still be a really good matchup for Rose, but it's certainly better than it would have been for AE 2012. And so I think it really depends on the character. If you're fighting someone like Tokido, who's probably going to go Vortex no matter what, you're probably already boned. But if you fight someone like who's kind of adjusted to the new changes of Ultra, I think Rose will probably do very well. I think.
Yeah.
That's my take on it. Tokido pretty much Tokido and Gamerbeg and put kind of together at 7 and 6. They're very consistent top 8 placers, especially Gamerbeg, who's placed top 8 in like flipping every tournament since 2010 almost. I think.
Yeah, that's another character, isn't it? Adon, not many people play, and
Yeah, and hey,
like,
Nedon recently blew up flipping Daigo.
that's what I mean.
Panga
Everyone said he was
charity.
sandbagging, but I don't know.
Yeah, you never
I
know.
think he just got blown up myself.
Yeah, I think so because I think that matchup is normally quite weird for Adon players. You know, no, not for Adon players, for the Evil Ryu players that are fighting Adon. And so I do think he's going to do well, but I think that he just won't have like the. I think it might even be because his character got nerfed a bit. I think that's why he won't do as well as he done previous years. Same with Tokido. I think because of his Vortex getting nerfed, he's going to do really well. But once he gets to top 8, he's just going to get, you know, slightly beat down. And Ricky Ortiz, I placed the 5th, is because he's about as consistent an American player as Snake Eyes, but he has a better character. He plays Rufus, which is even better in this game as well. And he's going to do really well against like the young players and against like, you know, obviously good matchup. He's going to do really well against like the Roche players, the Dawson players. He's going to do really well. And so that's why I think he's going to be in the middle of the road. And I think he's just... The only reason why he's 5th is because... It's not because he has any bad matchups in the top 4 of mine, but because I think he's just going to get outplayed by these other players I've got in the top 4. Okay?
So you think people are more consistent than Ricky Ortiz and placing in tournaments maybe, or they're just better players, or...
I think in general it's just better players. Like the characters are pretty even matchups and Rufus matchups, but I think it's just because these players have either more experience or they're more accustomed to the matchup or whatever. But that's just what I think for 5th. Okay, so I guess alright. So I'll do my number 4 and then you do your number 4 since I just did mine there. Okay, at number 4 is Pdaaaawg.
Okay, this is interesting, man.
Go on. And what's your top 4? Or what's your 4th? Sorry.
Minion.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Right.
I originally put down Pdaaaawg, okay?
At 4th?
At 4th, right?
Okay.
But I've totally kicked him up my top 8. And this is why. Because he is going to be using Evil Ryu in this tournament quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to get blown up.
because of the inexperience of the character.
because he doesn't know the character as well as some people. And Japan and Korea have been playing against this character through months now. They know how to play against this character. So if he meets a Japanese or Korean player who knows how to play against Evil Ryu, he's pretty much done, dude. Like, they know the matchup at the back of their hand, how many Evil Ryus are over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. And Guile isn't really a Japanese kind of player. I know I keep on mentioning Japan and Korea, but they're clearly the best nations at, best Street Fighter nations. So Guile isn't really a Japanese character besides a couple of players.
Well, I'm thinking, do you know the way, I think it was 2012 when Pdaaaawg was getting beat because he was playing Fei Long in top 8, or top 16 or something.
I remember that. Yeah.
I think he's going to do the same thing with Evil Ryu as he did back then. He's going to play Evil Ryu maybe like the first match, get blown up, and say, right, I'm going to have to stick with my namesake, I'm going to have to go ROG. He's going to go ROG, and I still think he has a consistency as a player to do really well.
How is ROG going to be unbelievable, no doubt.
Like, I do think, and also because Ballroom has been getting slightly, he is better in this game, like especially with Red Focus. Have we seen some of his Red Focus setups? I think Japan might not be ready for some of the Red Focus stuff that Pdaaaawg has. Like, I think
true.
He's gonna go for like, I'm trying to think, he's got like the overhead Red Focus, he's got all that stuff. The Red Focus makes it safe as well, so if you do, obviously it burns quite a lot of meter, but I mean if you do it and then it's not safe, you can do it against regular overheads. You do all that crazy stuff, and I do think that Pdaaaawg will still do quite well. I agree with you, he will play Evil Ryu, especially in the early stages, but I think that once he fights someone, like, I don't know, say if he fights like a Japanese god like Mago or something, I don't think he's going to go Evil Ryu, even though the matchup is better for Evil Ryu. I think Fei Long matchup is probably better for Evil Ryu, or maybe like if he's fighting someone like, I don't know, Haitane, like, that matchup's definitely good for Evil Ryu, I think.
Yeah. It definitely is, yeah.
But I think that he's still going to go, alright, this guy probably knows what he's doing, he's fought like hundreds of Evil Ryus in Japan, let me go to the character around like a specialist at Pdaaaawg. Pdaaaawg's kind of like the smug if he didn't crack. I think he's a character loyalist, character specialist that
definitely,
people do
but he can handle pressure.
But he can handle pressure, yeah, absolutely. And because he did all right in his first few runs, but it wasn't until 2012 or something that he started to become really good. And I think that it'll take Smug a little while before he does become really, really good, like Pdaaaawg is now. So that's our fourth. Sorry. All right, do you want to go your third, and I'll go my third?
Of course. Daigo.
Interesting. My third is Kazunoko.
Okay.
Your fifth, I think, is my third.
Yeah, Kazunoko is my fifth.
Okay, yeah. So I get home. We'll talk about Kazunoko first. Daigo's we've got another huge topic that we should talk about. Okay, so I put Kazunoko at third is because he's been doing very well. He's a Yun player. I think this is my first Yun in top 8.
Oh yeah, actually is, yeah.
And so I think it's hard to bet against Yun in the top 8. Like, I think it's pretty easy to see a Yun at top 8. I think he's just gonna blow through the competition because he plays Yun, because he is really good with Yun. Like, he's one of the best players in Japan right now. He's not one of the gods per se, but he is very, very, very good. And so I think that in the lower parts of top 8 he's gonna do really well. But I think it's gonna be close between him and the other two that I've got above him. But I do think that he's probably not going to do as well. I honestly think because he'll be on the American stage, kind of similar to, remember Sako did really well last year? But he just didn't make like first or second. I think he came fourth, maybe? Sako? I'm not too sure when he came, but I think it's going to be the same thing with Kazunoko. He's going to do really, really well because of his character and because of his playstyle. But I just think he's going to get outperformed in terms of being on the main stage by the people I have above him. Okay. Daigo.
Right, Daigo's a whole different ball game, isn't he?
Yeah.
See, I don't see him getting to grand finals. But the reason why I'm putting him there is because Ryu's not far from a character than Ryu is. Let's just be honest now. He's not a totally different character. It's not like he's playing Blanca, is it? Mm-hmm. So I still think he's going to place and do really, really well. I think he's going to body everyone that he fights before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially I think he'll be a cakewalk getting up to like top 32.
That's what I mean. He's going to walk.
It's the Daigo factor. It's, oh my goodness, I'm fighting flipping Daigo Umehara the Beast, and you pretty much you lose at the bracket pretty much if you fight Daigo.
Yeah. I think you lose against Daigo because I think you go into a fight with Daigo thinking, you know what, I'm going to take this guy right now.
I'm going to.
But when you get the handshake off him and he does that little cheesy smile he does, you know what I mean? and he bows to you kind of thing, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
shit, now he's for real. He's
Yeah,
actually
you
here.
always expect someone like him, with that aggressive a playstyle that to flipping smack you in the face with someone if you first meet him. But no, he sits there, he bows and stuff, and then that's it, you're done. You're like, oh jeez, I can't, what am I gonna do? And then you start playing him, and because he's Daigo, like, okay, I know how to fight Evil Ryu, I know how to fight Ryu. How do you fight Daigo? He's like a whole new character. It's like, how do you even start fighting Daigo? And then because he's Daigo, he doesn't know who you are, so he's got no pressure. But
Oh no.
But that's the main thing. But I mean, once he gets up to the people that he fights, quite typically, he's fought Pdaaaawg a time or two. He's fought Justin Wong quite a bit. He's fought Infiltration and flipping Gamerbee and stuff. He's fought them a load of times, so it's not that bad in those matchups. But yeah, I think getting up to the really high ranks is going to be pretty easy for him. I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. He's just gonna. I think it's gonna be really interesting though if he comes up against the person I put next.
Okay, interesting. But you think he is going to get slightly out bested because of character knowledge?
I can see him. What he's gonna do? He's gonna go with Ihoryu right the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Ihoryu's gonna save him really well. He's gonna fight this guy and
Above him?
realize I think I need to pick my
Ryu,
consistent
regular?
character Ryu, and I still think he'll get beat.
Well, you see, people would make that assumption. I guess we'll get to your number 2 and then I'll make that other point. Okay, so my number 2 is your number 3 is Daigo.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's gonna make grand final, but he's gonna get beat by the person above him. And who's your number 2?
Mine is Ricky Ortiz.
Whoa! At number 2.
Number 2, Ricky Ortiz.
Jeez. So you think that he's gonna replicate the result he got in 2010 when he
Oh yeah.
lost to Daigo, ironically?
Yeah, I think the character he's using now is so much better. I think that he just sticks with that character as well, so he knows him in and out. He knows all matchups pretty much off the
Yeah.
back of his hand, and he's the highest placing American player.
Of
Him
all
and
time, isn't it?
Pdaaaawg are pretty close, but of all time, he's the highest placing in tournaments.
I don't blame him as well. You always see his name in top 8,
Always.
But I mean,
I-
you see, my debate with Ricky Ortiz. Sorry, what were we gonna say? Because I was gonna bring in a whole new point.
I was gonna say as well, he always does really well against Japanese and Korean players.
You think? Oh well, I suppose.
Against every time he plays Daigo or
Yeah,
the
it's
likes
like-
of
it doesn't even
Infiltration and
faze him.
stuff.
It doesn't even phase him.
That's what I mean. He struggles against those two, but against everyone else, he bodied Momochi, he
Mhm.
beats Takedo, and he bodies Margo. So I think he's gonna do really well. I think he's gonna make top 2.
Top 2. That's pretty ridiculous. Okay, so basically, what I was gonna say is that I like. It's because ever since 2010, you've never seen him really reach that peak that you've seen him raise in 2010, and I think it's gonna be very hard for him to reach that again. I think that whenever he fights against, the people I've got above him, the people like Pdaaaawg, maybe not so much, but I think Kazunoko, and I think if he fights Daigo again, I think he'd probably get bested. To be honest, I just think that in general, but you say that Daigo might play Ryu against
Yeah, I think he'll want to
Rufus.
be familiar with, it's not exactly the character of Rufus, but with Ricky Ortiz. So I think if he plays Ricky Ortiz, he will go to Ryu.
See, I was going to bring up the point. Remember the way back when I was going to bring that point, then I decided we'd do our top 2s. I was going to bring up the point. People were saying that in AE in 2011, whenever he was getting beat by Punko, and people were saying, "Why is he still playing young? Go to Ryu, go to the traditional." But you brought up the interesting point that he might be used to Ricky Ortiz, the player, as opposed to Punko, who that was like the first time he had ever played against Punko, so he wouldn't really want to change up his playstyle that much. But it's an interesting point you brought there about how it's Ricky Ortiz himself, but I'm not sure. I don't think he would go to the cost of perhaps counterpicking himself in that way. You know, because there was Rufus is a pretty good matchup for Rufus, I think.
Yeah,
Pretty
I think
decent.
so too.
But I think he'll stick with a matchup, and he'll still think, all right, Evil Ryu, good character, can do pretty well against the likes of Rufus. Because he's kind of the same style, except with a fireball and with really high damaging combos like Rufus. And
Yeah,
so,
the only problem is with the Ryu, man, he takes damage.
yeah,
really
that's the
bad.
problem. So if Ricky Ortiz does hit one dive kick, that's like over a quarter health gone from
Well,
one
that's,
standing shore into standing fears. It's pretty nuts. All right, so my 2 was Daigo, your 2 was Ricky Ortiz. So pretty much the two people that we've seen before in each other's tier list, but just slightly lower down. All right, and now both of our number 1s. All right, I'm wondering, do you have the same person I have? And I'm pretty sure
I
I do.
think we have. I think
All
we
right,
have.
shall we say it at the same time?
Okay,
All right,
one.
three. All right, okay, 3, 2, 1. Infiltration.
Infiltration. Yeah.
Yep. Of course. I mean, you can't doubt infiltration. I think, yeah, he is pretty. I mean, he's still another really consistent player ever since 2012. He has just been dominating whenever he enters tournaments. Even if he doesn't place first, he's always in like top three, pretty much. Unless he gets like randomed out by like a Kami player or something, you know.
Yeah, like when he
But
got bodied by K-Brad that time.
yeah, pretty much. Or like flipping Puppy as well. Do you remember back in Sweden?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think because Kami's now, well, she isn't nerfed, but there's a lot less people playing Kami. He is going to whoosh,
Oh.
shoot up. He is just going to, yeah, just go nuts. And people, and
I
also once
have the tier list up right now. Akuma's number one. Right.
oh, is this the Event Hubs tier list?
Yeah, I'm looking at the
Oh,
Event Hub tier list.
oh, I'll bring it up as well so the people here can see it.
Okay, Akuma is number one, which is just a big staple itself to see how good that character is.
Yeah, people are
He's
still
got one
voting him as number
favorite
one.
matchup. Kami number two. So nobody picked the Kami dude in top 8 either, which is
No,
interesting.
neither of
Nobody
us,
picked
yeah,
the
neither
Kami.
of us picked Kami at all. But I think that's because if you think of the Kami players, K-Brad's getting bodied.
Yeah.
Poppy is entering, but I don't think he's gonna do well. I think he had his. I mean, I like the guy, but I think he's a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get beat by better players. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I just think that I think for I'm trying to think about some other Kami players. I can't even think of any other Kami players at the moment. I'm sure there's other ones. But
Lapchi.
Lapchi, yeah, but again, it's like he doesn't really do. I mean, once he
No.
fights like the Japanese gods, it's gonna be done. Or even like any person that's more experienced in tournaments than him. It's just generally pretty bad, I think.
Yeah, there's not many people who play her in tournaments, but I think the character's so good that I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just strange. No one, hardly anyone plays Kami, but everyone knows that how good of a character she is.
Yeah, like still as well. And
You know, none of us picked the Viper either.
yeah. So on Sandman's thing, and okay, so alright, so very quickly before we talk about all this stuff, Infiltration, I think is basically. I mean, we can both kind of vouch for number one in terms of not only is he really high, a really high level player with Akuma, high level with Chun-Li, high level with Gouken, high level with Akan, high level with any counterpick character he needs. He can
Yeah.
just push play a character and he's automatically really good. Like he's automatically like his. If he was to pick flipping Blanca, he'd be like the best Blanca in the world. If he all of a sudden started playing him, it's just he's so. And I think in a top 10 with or top 8 with such a varied amount of characters. I think we have Adon, Ballroom, Yun, Evil Ryu, Akuma, flipping Sagat. You know, all these different characters. He can just like, oh, you're playing Sagat, oh that's fine. I'll play Yun, or I'll play flipping Akuma because Akuma's a pretty good matchup for Sagat now. You know,
Yeah.
he just play whoever he wants, and he still does really well. Like whenever he's fighting flipping who's it, Chris G, and he played Chun-Li, it's like you're playing Elena, haha, very funny. Let me play Chun-Li and beat you. It's like how can this guy be so good? And I think that much like 2012, it's going to be quite a bore. But I think if someone's going to do really, really well, and if I was to predict someone to do really, really, really well and potentially win the whole thing, you can't go against Infiltration. No
Oh
way.
no. He's big money to win it, isn't he? Let's just be
Yeah.
honest. He's.
I mean, I'm trying to think
'Cause-
who could potentially beat this guy.
That's
my
what I was
top
about
8,
to say.
I mean,
who could
Daigo
beat-
maybe. That's why he's number 2. Daigo could probably take him out. Like, but that's once again, that's only because the last time they played, Daigo beat him. But once again, that was never. Infiltration was mostly just playing Akuma, and Daigo was playing Ryu. Now Daigo was only playing Evil Ryu, and Infiltration can play like a load of other characters that are probably good or bad matchups for Evil Ryu. You know, he's definitely done his homework, I think.
The only way he'll get beat is if someone picks a character that he doesn't know how to fight.
Like a Rose or something.
Like a Rose, or a good example of a character that no one's said yet, or nobody's playing that I know of, besides Juicebox Abel, and it's not Abel, it's Jury, man.
Jury, yeah, see, I knew that was coming as well. I think some Jury players are going to do really well. Whether it's Juicebox or some other player, I do think one Jury player is not going to make top 8, but will probably make like top 32. Which, I mean, top 32 is normally not a very good area, but on Evo, like, with such a stacked card as what we have shown.
Oh, Jesus, top 32, man.
Like, I'd take top 32 any day, you know, at Evo. But, yeah, definitely, I'm trying to think now. Okay, so yeah, so basically that's our reason for picking Infiltration. So we looked on the tier list. I've got a Akuma, technically, a Evil Ryu, a Yun, a Ballroom, a Rufus, an Adon, an Akuma, yeah, another Akuma, and a Sagat or a Geef. Well, Sagat / Yun or a Geef.
See, my character's a little bit different. I've got a Rose in there, I've got a Dudley, I've got a Guile.
So yours is a lot more varied. I'm kind of sticking more to the higher region.
Yeah,
you got
stuck
like,
to the higher.
your
We'll say
Akumas
that
and
though.
Yuns.
the other characters that I've picked, like the Roses and the Giles, they're
They're
all up
quite
there in the
low.
tier list.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I thought you were gonna say they're quite low down. So like, the your top four are all pretty typical characters. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
maybe
typical
not. Well,
top.
who's in number four? Dominion, was it?
Yeah, Dominion
And
with
that's
Guile.
Gal and Gal. Here's an interesting one. Do you think Dominion might whip out Relento at some point?
That's what I think he'll do against his bad matchups like a Dalsum.
He'll play Relento.
Yeah, like if he fights Filipino Champ, for instance, he'll go to Relento. Or if he fights like maybe a Rose, which is a pretty tough match with Guile, I think he'll play like
Yeah, I
Relento.
reckon he'll play Relento as well. I think
Yeah,
it's kind of funny because Rose Gals might as well be like a mirror match because the two characters pretty much do the exact same thing.
yeah,
The
pretty
entire
much.
match. But I think he might play Relento in those kind of cases. But I think when it comes to the big stage, even if he plays a really like a card that's not a good match with Gal, he's gonna stick with Gal. Not because I want to counterpick myself, but because I think he'll be scared to play a card like Relento and get like exposed really quickly and almost guarantee a loss because he won't have as much experience with that card.
Yeah, true,
Although
true.
you could say the opposite, you could say the other player probably. I mean, people haven't played apart from Nemo, of course. You wouldn't fight a Japanese player with Relento, I don't think, because they'd be like, "Oh, hey, it's Nemo. It's a less good Nemo. So I'm
Well,
just
that's
body
it.
this guy."
Yeah.
And also, they do pit Relento at bottom D minus tier at in the Ultra Shield 4 tier
Jesus,
list. So you never know. Dominion
that's
might be
too much,
really.
man.
You think it's too much? Well, we'll get to that in like in an Ultra Shield 4
Of course.
final thought video that we'll be talking about. But yeah, so interesting look. And once again, you did say no Camis on our list, no Juries, no Viper. No Vipers is a really big thing. Viper's
Yeah.
always been a pretty. I mean, no, was she there last year? I don't even think she was. Wolfcrone didn't make
Mm,
top 8 last year, sure you did.
no,
And Latif
Wolfcrone
obviously
didn't.
wasn't playing. So yeah,
Did
so
Thingy's Viper Flash Metroid?
no. I don't think Flash Meadows only ever made top 8 when he played Geef, which is pretty
Oh no,
funny.
he's playing Sakura, wasn't he? Yeah, he was playing
Yeah,
Sakura
he was.
last
Yeah.
year.
No, I don't think he's playing her anymore, but
Do you want to go through some honorable mentions as in players?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, so if we look over here, the list here of the people who are going to be here. Okay, there we go. Alright, there we go. Okay, there's some stuff. Okay, so Justin Wong. Alright, I guess we can talk about some of the ones as they come up. So the first one that comes up in America is Justin Wong, and
Yeah.
here's interesting. He has never placed top 8 since 2009. He hasn't. He's
See
never placed
that's
top
a
8.
shocker, man. Because considering how much like Justin Wong's a god on the fighting game scene,
Yeah.
his placings have been really poor over the last 4 years,
Yeah,
5 years.
yeah, like didn't he not even make like 32 last year or something stupid
No,
like
he
that?
never got bodied.
Yeah, and so once again, I mean, you said he would play Elena. I disagree. I think I'll stick with Rufus. I think I'll play Elena once again in the initial stages, but then once he fights the big matchups, I'll be like, all right, let me just stick
Yeah,
with
when
Rufus.
he fights the high-rated players, then
Yeah,
he'll go to.
I don't even
stick-
I don't even think Chris G cares. I think he'll just play Elena the whole time. Because I mean, he's there for Marvel. That's one. He's not there for an Ultra. He's there for
Yeah.
Marvel, so that's what he'll be there for. Did Chris G not make top 8 last year at in Street Fighter 4?
Christy
Sakura.
never. I don't
No?
think so.
Oh, I'm almost certain I seen there's some obscure person last year who made it. I can't even remember who was in top
I
8
will.
last year.
I'll have a look now while you.
Was it not like Xiao Hai that like beat Daigo last year? Was it
I
not?
think so. Yeah, I
'Cause,
think
yeah,
so.
Daigo was his losers bracket or something, and then Xiao. No, Daigo was in losers bracket and then he lost. I don't even fucking remember. No, I take it back. Daigo was against Infiltration in losers bracket last year, and Infiltration beat him. That's what happened, I think.
Ah, okay.
And Infiltration went the whole way up to third, I think, and then he lost to Tokido, and then Tokido lost to Jan. But yeah, so Justin Wong once again, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He'll definitely make like top 64 or something like that. There, I don't think he'll make top 18. Well, top 8. I don't even think he'll make top 16. To be honest.
No, no, I don't see it.
I think he'll be there for everything. He'll be there for Killer Instinct, for Marvel, for flipping Smash. For all we know, he could probably be in the ring. Let's see some other ones. There's Chris G.
Can
Philip
I give us?
Hmm?
I was gonna say, can I give a shout out to one of the boys I've been following for a while now?
Go on.
Zeus.
Oh, he's another interesting one, isn't he?
Zeus Vega, very, very character loyalist.
Yeah, exactly.
He's played him since like vanilla, and he's like the only good Vega now in the world.
Dude, everyone's dropped him at this point. Everyone's like, it's a stupid card. Well, he's still going. He is still rocking. So
He's
whether or
placed Wednesday Night Fights. Does he go to? No. He goes to Spooky's one in New York. What's it called?
Next Level or something?
Battle Circuit.
Battle Circuit, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah, he goes to Battle Circuit all the time and always places like top 3. So I think he's going to do really well because, again, who knows how to fight Vega?
Yeah, so, and once again, yeah, it's another, like, who on earth plays Vega in, like, Japan? Who plays
That's what
Vega?
I mean.
No one plays Vega, and so like who even plays Vega in flipping America? Like this is Canadian, isn't he? So
Exactly. So.
I think he, like, do you remember in the team tournaments in Canada Cup, like about 2 years ago, he like single-handedly was defeating teams with Vega,
Oh yeah. Like he was just taking everybody else on his own. It was
and
crazy.
so I do think that once again I think he will do quite well. Once again, don't think he'll be top 8.
No, no.
If
I
he,
think the
I'd be
character's
very happy if he made
not.
top 16. I think I'd be really happy if he did make top
Oh
16.
yeah. I think top 32. He'll get. I think he'll get
Here,
there. But
did you know Zeus and Smug played a first to 5? I'm not sure if you know this. And
no.
Zeus beat Smug 5-0.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and like by the fifth match, Smug had just given up pretty much because like he just could not fight Vega. I remember watching that match. It was like during one of the Team Pie casual like stuff, and then they actually had like serious first to 5s, and that was one of them.
Jesus.
Let me see what's going on. Snake Eyes, you didn't put Snake Eyes in your top 8. I'm interested to see why.
No. I don't think. I think Geef will get beat by more improved characters than Geef. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the likes of Evil Ryu and Akuma and a couple of others here and there will kill Geef.
So
I
you
think this
think
is the
that?
problem.
Yeah. So despite his like success
Despite
and all
how
the
good
other,
he is, despite how amazing he is, I think he'll come up against a Japanese player like a Takedo,
yeah.
like like Infiltration, and he will get bodied because the character can only take him so far. I think with using Geef, it's kind of I don't know. He's putting the brakes on himself. He's holding himself back because once he fights them characters, he's pretty much done. I think he needs to know a secondary character to fight them characters, maybe. But
An interesting point here is, remember I said that he came first in the Wednesday night fights.
yeah,
Well, if you look at the top 8, the only potential matchups he could have had at bad were Rose and Sakura and Guile. Every
yeah,
other character, Balrog, Guy, Rufus, DiCapri, all these characters are good matchups for Geef, and those were also top 8. Top 3 was Geef, Balrog,
mm,
Guy, sorry. So those are 3 really good matchups for, 2 really good matchups for Geef. So I mean, you kind of have to understand, his road to getting first probably wasn't as, difficult as you would assume. Whereas at
yeah.
Evo, there's going to be all kinds of players, you never know what's going to happen, with,
Don't get me wrong. He's an incredible player, but it's the character, man.
yeah. Let me see some others. Flocker, Mike Ross. Oh, perma.
Oh
I hope we
Jesus.
see. I hope we see him on stream. But
Yeah, I'd like to see Mike Ross hype. I think.
I
I
think
think
he's
that
gonna
was pretty
stick with
fun.
Honda. I think he might stick
Yeah, I
with.
don't think he'll play Hugo. Hugo's just an excellent adventures thing, I think.
Yeah, like, I don't think he'd play Hugo with that. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen him in a
I
tournament.
just think
Maybe.
Hugo's his new Cody in Excellent Adventures. That's what I think.
Yeah, pretty much. It's one of those characters where he just likes to play the odd time, but I mean, and I'm sure you could write like a 200-page essay on why Honda isn't very good in Ultra.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I
obviously
don't have
that's for
dates.
another flipping video. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, I mean, it's just honestly, I think he's gonna not do very well just because of the character. Just because of the character, he's not gonna do well.
I've got another guy here, man, who I think will do pretty well.
Go on.
Rico Suave.
You think?
Yeah, with Abel, man. Who
Abel?
plays Abel? Who plays Abel?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not. You never really see him at all in these like high place and stuff. Although to be fair, people were saying that about like flipping. Who was it, like Shanghai and stuff, and all of a sudden they're placing he's placing really high. So you never know. Human Bomb back in like what 2011, where did he
Exactly,
come
yeah.
from? So you never. I think we might get a surprise. Even though our top eights were quite typical. Okay, maybe yours wasn't as much as mine, but I think we're gonna get one really surprising top eight. It's just gonna be like, whoa, who's that? But you never know. But I think that we're gonna get some random person that he's probably gonna be like a Japanese person that people are just gonna be like, who are you? For example, there's KOG. Who does KOG play? Does he not play? He's either plays Ken or
KG
T-Hawk.
Pug.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays T-Hawk, man.
I thought he
T-Hawk
played
does.
T-Hawk. Yeah, so T-Hawk, I don't know. Like, if any grappler was to do quite well, people will be saying Snake Eyes Geef, but I mean, if any grappler based on the character would do quite well, I think it'd be T-Hawk. Because
Oh yeah, definitely.
he does pretty well now in this game. Looking at some other ones. Alex Valle, he's always staple, but he'll probably make it to like top 256 or something, perhaps. But same thing of Air. You see him the odd time, but he won't do as well as you'd think.
No, Arrow gets bodied.
Arturo again, just literally because of the character. Like both Rose and Dalsum get blown up by Yuns and stuff. So
Well, that's it, man. Do you know he's like placed high in the Capri leaderboards as well?
Oh, and, that's not him. That's someone that lives with him that plays the Cabri. It's not him that
Oh,
plays the
okay.
Cabri. Yeah, you can believe it. Um, let's see. CJ Truth, that flipping jerk. I hope he comes like. I hope he goes
Mark
0
Teddy,
2.
some guy action maybe.
Perhaps, I don't know. Once again, who plays guy? I think there's a few Japanese guys running
Oh,
around,
there's
but
another Kami, Chai Rithi. There you go.
oh yeah, but I mean, again, just you never know what'll happen there. So there's Chris. All these other people that we're just looking at. It's just you see them around, but I don't think they're gonna make very big
Nobody
waves.
has mentioned Flo.
Oh yes. Who's he gonna play in
That's what I
Ultra?
mean. Like, who's Flo gonna play? He's either gonna play Rufus. He's gonna play someone crazy like Guy. I don't know. Like, he's an oddball as Flo.
I think I'll just play Jan. Everyone else.
Yeah, he'll play
Honestly,
Jan.
let's get so mad. I'll just play Jan. I think. Let's see. Japan. All right, Japan. Most of these we've already mentioned. Daigo, very well placed. Mago, not so high a placer as
Who's gonna
he
play Mago?
was.
Because Fei Long, I don't see any Fei Long doing really well this tournament.
It's
Sagat,
kind of
he's been
surprising.
there
Probably
pretty much.
Fudo though. Fudo's always been quite a decent player, I suppose.
Fida won it, man.
Yeah, I know Fudo did win in 2011, I think. Yeah. So you never know. Momochi, I mean, I do think Momochi's a really good player, but I haven't seen enough of Momochi to really warrant, giving him a
No,
really.
man, I haven't seen enough Ken to convince me Ken's a good character.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen very many Kens.
Yeah, Momochi's one of the few camp players that's still running around. So
Yeah,
you never really might see him. I mean, I could place him on my top 8, but I have no idea how I would validate it. I have no idea. Oh, Momochi will place top 8 because Ken. You can't really say that because then it's
yeah,
like, oh, why can't these 5 evil Ryu players also make top
because
8,
because Mustard Ken now he's called instead of Banana Ken, Mustard Ken. He will. I think he'll do okay.
Mm,
But he's another man. It's like no one sees many Ken plays these days, so I don't know how much of a good character he is.
yeah. And then we see you got here's two we didn't even mention, Sako and Haitane, who both placed top 8 last year.
Exactly like Makoto Hatane, isn't he? Am I right?
Yeah, he could. For all we know, he could make top 8. I don't know, he could.
Yeah,
Because
he
once
could,
again,
man. They're both
Haitane, not many people
quality
play
players.
Makoto. I can't even think of any American player that plays Makoto at all.
No, not consistently, because Combo Fiend was playing him for a little while.
Yeah, but I doubt he'd try and win a tournament for a game he takes in the development team for.
If he wins it, it's just like a big mutiny.
I was like, hey, by the way, shout out to Capcom. The money's going straight to Capcom again, so that Sako, I'm not sure. Sako, he cracked a few times whenever he was playing last time. So
Sako's crazy good though. I can
he
see him
is
getting
crazy
top
good, yeah.
16.
I could see him doing pretty well. I think he'll make top 16. I don't think he'll make it top 8 though.
He's like the combo god, isn't he? You know what I
Pretty
mean?
much, yeah. He's got Sako only combos, pretty much.
Yeah.
Kazunoko, we already talked about him enough. Bonchan, Sagat, I think Sagat's weakened too much. Unlike Ryan Hart, if any Sagat players do really well, I'd say Ryan Hart because he's got counter picks.
Yeah, exactly.
Bonchan has got nothing. Nuki, who does Nuki play again? Kami, is it?
Yeah, Nuki plays Kami.
Once again, Kami, the Chogo Blanca, very funny. Abigen, who's Abigen?
No, I've never.
I've
seen
heard
him.
the name, but I don't know who he was. Itabashi Zangief, once again, probably will do alright, but I don't know. Dogira, a very good Bison player. You never know.
Yeah.
He gets surprised. The same with Tampa Bison. Two of them could do. Dogira actually did do pretty well last year. I think he didn't make top 8, but he did do pretty. I think he made top 32.
Yeah, he was the
or
highest
something.
place in Bison, wasn't
Yeah, I mean it's not saying much, but I mean you never know. It could be pretty interesting.
he? There's a couple of people that I did want that I wanted to mention. MOV and RF.
Yeah, there they are. I'm just looking. They're like Shoto specialists.
RF's
So.
actually a Balrog player.
RF is he?
Yeah,
I
I'm
know
sure, man. I'm pretty sure.
Alright, alright, I did not know that. Kokujin plays Ken, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know, again. Aqua Ata plays
He-
Akuma.
Isn't
Or
Aqua
Ata,
Geef?
sorry. It's not Aqua Silk, obviously, it's just Aqua. I think he does play Geef. I'm not sure, once again, I'm never too sure. I don't think there's anyone else to really mention in Japan. Europe, Ryan Hart, I mentioned, you did not. You didn't put
No.
Ryan Hart in your top 8. What do you think, he'll still get blown up?
Yeah, I think unless he picks Yon, I don't see him getting in top 16.
Hmm.
But if he does play Yon, I think he'll get blown up by a Japanese player because they all know the matchup. So
Yeah.
that's the only
And Ryan
problem.
Hart isn't playing Yan like religiously, so he wouldn't really be that familiar with it. I feel kind of bad because I'm European. I don't know who Armada is.
Yeah, same. I don't know
Um,
EMP as well.
I know exactly.
I
Yeah.
forgot because I told you about him playing in France against Dominion.
Yeah.
He was there with Triforce, and Triforce must have got this guy.
Some random European to like join his team. Oh, this poor guy.
Probably
Well,
another
he's
black
made it
guy
to
from
Evo,
France.
so you never know. Luffy, I think he could do pretty well, but once again, bad matchups. I would love to see Luffy do quite well. You know, Rogue,
Yeah,
obviously
he's a
Rogue's
good
repping
player, man.
Rogue,
Like
but
ever since he beat Daigo.
yeah, but once again, I think he's gonna be tragically destroyed. Not even a close match. He's gonna be destroyed by some young player or something. And he's gonna
Yeah, definitely.
significantly resist his confidence. Problem X, no.
No,
Poppy,
you
no.
skipped Alioun, dude.
Oh, how could I forget Alien, another Kami player? So, in fact, does he not play the Capri now, Alien?
He plays the Capri and Kami. I think Kami still his main.
I wouldn't mind him playing DiCaprio. I wouldn't mind seeing a pretty good DiCaprio player on stage.
That would
But
be
once
cool.
again, I think he'll be too. Oh, God will play serious. Gonna try and make top 8 with Cammy. I'm not too sure. I'd love to see him do well with DiCaprio. Guess that's all I can really say. Um, Problem X, no. Poppy, no. Leffen, I don't know who half these people are. Leffen, Kiba, who are you? Emerson, does he not play Vega as well?
I think so. I don't think he's as good as Zeus though.
Do you know the only
Jesus.
reason why I think that's because I think I played him online once
Yeah.
with Vega and I got
Speaking
stuck
about
on.
online, I'm still the daddy. Okay.
Oh, this fraud.
This guy's a fraud.
This guy's gonna get blown out. He's gonna get like
Such
0
a
2'd.
fraud. Dude, I
Honestly.
played this guy and he was so lucky. He's
Oh,
so
flipping,
lucky.
yeah, he still plays Gal, I think. He had probably the most fraudulent Seth ever. I beat his Seth, and I am still going to stand by that. I beat his Seth in an endless game. And because there was a Seth mirror match in AE 2012, and
Oh
this guy was
jeez.
just teleporting and embarrassing. Unless he's got someone there to boost with him, I doubt he's going to make out of pools. So
No.
unless he's paid everyone in this pool to like lose to him, I don't think it's going to really do much. And then Will 2-pack, Viper player, nah. Once again, I kind of see where EventHubs is getting their oh, no European's gonna do really well vibe from, because out of all them I can only see maybe 3 people making it very far, which is
Yeah, and that's if
Reinhardt,
you
Luffy, and
miss
potentially
everybody
Alien.
else in the bracket.
I know. And then you got Cien. Gen's gonna be blown up, I think.
He's playing Yon now though, dude, I think.
Even worse. Infiltration, who both of us think is gonna win it. Gamer B, I think is gonna place quite highly. You didn't even put Gamer B in your top
No,
8.
I didn't put Game B in top 8. I think he'll make top 16 and place high in the 16, but I don't see him getting in top 8 because I think the players who are above him, I've put on my list, are better than him these days. I think the players I've put up there can beat him. That's the thing.
Shanghai, very good player, surprisingly. Like he's been
I
placed
haven't
very
seen
well.
much of Shanghai, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, he only shows up for Evo when he gets like top 16 or top 8. It's like, oh, it's like the only tournament he goes to and does really well. Dakao, I really like Dakao. I don't know about you, but I love Dakao. Like I think he's a really good Ryu player.
Yeah, he's very consistent, isn't he? Very solid.
I would be very happy if he stuck playing Ryu. I'd love that because you see so many Evo Ryu players. I'd love if just a traditional Ryu player showed up. That'd be pretty sick. Gacht, I don't even remember. Is he Fei Long? Is it?
Gak, yeah, he's Fei Long, yeah. Razor
Interesting.
Fei Long. Yeah,
Yeah,
Gak is Fei Long. I was thinking he was Goku all of a sudden. Yeah, he's Fei Long.
yeah. Latif, I mean, I really do like Latif. I really like him as a player. But once again, he's another like one-hit wonder. He came second at Evo 2011, and ever since then, it's just you haven't heard from him at all.
No, he's been an online monster.
Kimberly Rivers obviously Marvel. He doesn't play Street Fighter. And Laugh, poor Laugh. Oh, he's gonna.
I hope. Is he planning to play Ryu? Do you think? Is he going to
I
stick
think
with
he'll probably stick with Ryu, but once again, I don't think he's gonna do that well. So that's pretty much everyone. We just ran down pretty much all the other players that we didn't really reference there, and give our takes on Whoops! Oh, sorry, I just gave flipping the entire video Inception. Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, yeah. So I reckon that's about it. My throat's absolutely raw at the moment. We're 2 minutes from midnight by the time we're
Jesus.
recording this, which I think's pretty sick. But I think this video is about an hour long, just under an hour, I think. So
Yeah, something like that. An hour 10.
yeah, so I think we're doing pretty well. So that's pretty much our predictions. This was recorded. I'm gonna upload this as soon as we're done recording. It's not gonna be that big a file, so I'm just gonna upload it over the night. We recorded this on Thursday night, so if anything comes up between now and the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, unfortunately I don't think we will be able to talk about it because this is quite difficult enough to schedule. Also, someone will be working all during
Oh,
that time. I'll
oh.
probably be busy with a few stuff on my own.
Dude, I've got to go to a wedding Sunday. How sucky is that?
What?
I've got to go to a wedding on Sunday.
Oh, jeez. Why did?
I'm gonna be
What?
watching grand finals on my phone and a Wi-Fi hotspot. How
Wait,
sucky's
when's the
that?
wedding gonna be on like 5 in the morning? Like what?
No,
Because normally,
it's Sunday because isn't the grand finals Sunday
yep.
night?
Oh yes, of course. And the flipping FIFA finals as well. Gonna miss out
Oh,
on that. You're gonna miss out so
I'm
much
gonna
stuff
miss
because
the
of the
World
stupid
Cup and
wedding.
Evo because some douchebag of a best friend's getting married. How sucky's this?
Yeah, he's probably like a football Street Fighter fanatic, and so he's gonna do both things at his wedding. He's gonna come in just as Ryu for
It's gonna be
for his
themed.
wedding. Yeah.
I'm gonna come in dressed as Muller but holding an arcade stick.
Yeah. So that'll be pretty sick. So are you? So hold on. So are you doing anything on
I
Monday
will
then?
be. I am off work on Monday.
Oh, do you want to do a results? One of
Of
these.
course.
You gotta love this. How we're flipping planning this while we're still recording, but that's all right. Yeah. So basically, you'll see both of us for the results. As per usual, I'll probably watch it live. I'll probably get no sleep Sunday night because I mean it's Evo. You can't sleep during Evo. I cannot fall asleep when I'm like, oh, but top 8 of Street Fighter 4 is happening right now. How could I fall asleep?
I'll be
So
back to watch Evo. I'll be back to watch Evo top 16 when I'm drunk, so it'll be even better. So I'll be back
oh,
to watch it
brilliant.
definitely.
Happy days. I might have like if I really want to, I can go down to the offline and get a drink on my own because I'm now of legal age. But I mean, I'm not sure if I'll really do to celebrate the occasion. But you never know. It'd be pretty sick. So on Monday, probably I'm not sure. I'll be drained, so probably it'll have to be like Monday afternoon. Definitely won't be Monday morning.
Yeah.
It'll probably be Monday afternoon. We'll do our full results, covering probably Marvel very briefly, not Smash because we won't know who in our. Number one, it's I don't know who that is. Number two, it's I don't know who that is. Be pretty bad. Um, and then obviously the full Ultra Street Fighter 4 recap, all of top 8, probably all of top 16, all notable matches we'll probably be talking
Oh
about,
yeah,
right
definitely.
up
Like
from
there's gonna
like
be standout matches that we're gonna see and
yeah.
that we want to talk
We're
about.
gonna obviously
From
talk. I
even
mean,
oddball players.
honestly, like what I always do is I always talk about match per match in top 8. So we'll be like, okay, in the first match I have in the top 8 was this. What did you think of this? I thought about this. I can't believe this character did this and this. It's gonna be a full. Probably won't be as long as this because we're doing our full predictions. We're speculating. There we go. Whereas on the results show, we're going to be talking about fundamental stuff that actually did happen and giving our full thoughts on that. So this is going to be happening. It's going to be pretty sick. I'm looking forward to it. And Evo, get hype. It's here. The
Oh, it's
weekend.
gonna be so hype this year,
It's
dude.
going to be really. I
So hype.
cannot wait for Ultra. Friday, flipping tomorrow. Oh, you won't even be paying attention at work. You'll be too busy. Oh,
No.
what
Oh
matches are
no.
going on right now? Do you remember? I'm not sure. Oh, it's kind of pretty off topic, but do you remember in last year I think it was Daigo almost got beat by some flipping Blanca player. I think it was.
Yes, some random ass Blanca player.
And he flipping almost beat Daigo. I was like, flipping, Daigo's gonna. I was like furiously texting you like, Kyle, Daigo's gonna get eliminated and like pulls. I was like, what the? I could
I was like,
not believe it.
chill,
And then
take a
of
breath.
course, and then Daigo did the Daigo and did like 5 showyus and that was it. And Blanca was done pretty much. But we're probably gonna get a load more upsets. We're gonna talk about like every upset, every we're gonna compare our top 8s to what actually happens. And we're
Yeah,
probably gonna get
mine's
like
gonna be so
absolutely
far
none.
off. Isn't
I mean,
it?
yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous. Like Infiltration Point not even gonna make top 8 knowing our luck.
Out
But
in pools.
yeah, what even make it out of pools? You got beat by 2 random flipping like a flipping Blanca player and El Fuerte player are gonna beat him. It's gonna be like ridiculous. Alright, well anyway, okay, I think we've had enough fun for now. We don't want to delay the video any longer, so we will see you on Monday for the full Evo 2014 results and thoughts video. But until then, my name's Pdaaaawg, or Pete, because I didn't put Pdaaaawg in the actual picture. It says Pete. So my name's Pete. That's been Kyle. And
Uh,
we will see you guys on Monday. So see you
yeah,
then.
thanks for joining us, guys. Peace.